spent a lot of time today getting this screen set up. Okay. We got news. Pins in my pocket. News ads. First one was October 1st. Happy New Month. News. Our first thing to pay attention to comes in at 9:30. 9:45, honestly. 9:45. It's Canada, so where's this final manufacturing PMI? Source S&P Global. It measures the level of the fusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers in the manufacturing industry. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. It's released monthly on the first business day of the month. Above 50 indicates industry expansion, below indicates contraction. If the previous listed is the actual from the flash release, and therefore the history data will appear unconnected. There are two versions of this report released about a week apart, flash and final. The flash release is the earliest and thus tends to have the most impact. Source first released in May 2012. So the flash has the most impact. Is this flash? This is final. And why traders care is the leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. Throughout a survey of about 800 purchasing managers which asked respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. Purchasing Managers Index. Actual then, so they've been under 50 the last 2 months. Alright, 9:45, we got that at 10 a.m. We have ISM Manufacturing and Jolts. Before we read that, Jolts, job openings. Okay, so this one was orange, red. So we got 2 red folders at 10. ISM Manufacturing Institute for Supply Management. It measures the level of the fusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers in the manufacturing industry. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. It's released monthly on the first business day after the month ends. Next release November 1st. Above 50 indicates industry expansion, below indicates contraction. Is this the same? No, this is something else. So it's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current relevant insight to the company's view of the economy. A survey of about 300 purchasing managers which asked respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. Manufacturing ISM report on business. The Institute for Supply Management Purchasing Managers Index. So they're about this around the same. JOLTS jobs. The source is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's the number of job openings during the reporting month, excluding the farming industry. So actually greater than forecast is good. It's been worse. It was worse last month. Released 35 days after the month ends. Next release October 29th. So if it's released 35, so this is for July, honestly. Because what the heck? It's released late, but can impact the market because job openings are a leading indicator of overall employment. Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. Job openings and labor turnover survey. So job opening and labor turnover survey. That's what JOLTS stands for. ISM manufacturing. Also, this is the last one for us. We're already not going to be in there at 10. So the same Institute for Supply Management. Basically the same as the ISM manufacturing PI. This one right here is a leading indicator of consumer inflation. When businesses pay more for goods and services, the higher costs are usually passed on to the consumer. A survey of about 300 purchasing managers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level. Which asks respondents to rate the relative level of prices paid for goods and services. Manufacturing, prices paid, ISM and PMI. It's been looking good the last 2 times it popped up. Alright, so now we're good on the news. Let's move on. I pause here after going over the news to reiterate that yesterday I did not go over the news before I got into the market. You see the thumbnail was different than yesterday's. Like I actually made a profit. It's not even just based on the news, it's based on the way that I approach today. I'm gonna just dive back in and let y'all see what I see. Alright, approaching today. If I even look at the chart, I'm gonna start charting. Yeah, that's one of the cons that I wrote down though. I ended up trying to set up the green screen before I got into the market today, and it took time, a lot of time out of my prep. But you see, I didn't even get it set up the way that I wanted it set up. But that's neither here nor there. Back to this session. The goals for today is to focus on the process, not the money. Never rush into a trade. I'm tired. I'm about to be myself, Part B. I always have a good reason for entering the trade, my confluence and confirmations. The plan is everything. I feel like I did rush into a trade today. I broke a rule. We're gonna get into that later. I'm gonna plan the trade out, and then I'm gonna trade the plan. I'm not gonna move my stop loss to accept more risk. I always make sure I'm using an ATM strategy here. If I feel happy after a win or frustrated after a loss, I'm gonna just stop trading, get myself together. And I'm gonna always wait at least 10 minutes in between trades before I enter a new one. And that's the minimum. I'm gonna be responsive, not reactive. I'm gonna identify my risk entry and take profit prior to entry. And I'm not gonna be first to the party trying to catch a turnaround or reversal. So for each broken rule, I owe myself 100 push-ups. And by following all my rules, today will be considered a success, man. Today will be considered a success. Now we got that under wraps. The market is open. Let's mark our session open. I only broke one rule today, but it wasn't me moving my stop loss. Still gotta get that down to 0. I'm gonna change the word from rules to, because rules is made to be broken. I'm changing it to commandments. Probably something to live down here yesterday. Oh my gosh, it came back. Even after we got out, it came back, bounced again, came back, and came back up. Like, what in the world? I got in the market late today. Okay. Whoa. This is my overnight session. Amazing session. I'm already here. I'm gonna get this gap out the way. It's the only gap I see. Let's look at the daily. We straight green. Up on this last 4. 2, 1. So it's green on the day. I kind of want to buy, but I'm not in a good spot to buy. Like, you gotta remember, he said high buy. Look. Had to reiterate on that. Sell high, buy low, because yesterday I was buying low. I was buying high and selling low. Like, I was doing the opposite. So I'm gonna reiterate that every day. That's gonna be one of the commandments. Like, it should be common sense, but when you're in the flow of things, like, it's easy to forget something you said. So I'm gonna have the commandments and I'm gonna write them down. Print them out. This is me posting my picture on the wall that says buy low, sell high. 04 is where I want to get back in. If it ever comes back to this point. It's probably not. So it closes here on the 30. 07 might be a good spot. But 04 is like the ideal. Ready them so it wasn't too much clutter. Definitely want to keep my charts as clean as possible. Zero indicators. sim trade. Like how price is respecting that. 7, honestly. Price closed up here.
These touches, bro. Other side.
I don't really see what price could be going to. 16. Some double low.
I'm looking to see a nice trend here. I guess I did find it that day too. Earlier. Higher lows. Let me see what price and closure today, so I'll check it out once it closes. See what we ended up.
Honestly. Yes. Yes. I'm recording, I'm not on live. I already registered the camera on. I can edit this part out. I'm recording, I'm not on live. I already registered the camera on. I can edit this part out. It comes off.
It peeled off.
Look at silver from over there.
Thick. You know, it's like an air bubble kind of. And then this one.
I mean, you don't gotta post it, but just reuse for like reference. So you don't know this is what happens when you put. And you wash your hands. Touch water. You got your nail dust everywhere. What are you talking about? You're not the only one that used this area.
Huh?
You're not the only one that used this area. You don't need this.
What is this do? I just don't
2x speed. I got uptrend here, uptrend there. Wow, I'm still looking at the daily time frame. It's beyond me. That sim trade got filled. Yeah, like I made sure I remembered to put my ATM strategy on. I did get into a trade before my sim trade was over, which I wasn't supposed to do. That was the rule I broke, and I owed myself 100 push-ups, and I completed that.
Might be as high as it goes.
After we closed over at 07, I was kind of like second guessing myself, which I shouldn't have been.
We're still creating higher highs.
That was a
Okay, the higher low.
There was a higher entry than
This
one of them. Looks like it was still a bit entry. It become a support down here. It became support. But like for a minute, it just wasn't. It's like it's
I
not
did
getting past
break one of my rules
125.10.
as far as a sim getting into a trade after my sim trade was over. I seen the higher lows forming.
Excuses.
Price closed above the support. And on multiple time frames, it's 5 and it's 60. Is it the 60?
Get to the market earlier.
So say it didn't close on the 60. It closed on the 30 and 5. It's pushing on the 4. The 60 we needed to close. Over this, over 7? Over 125.07. So we got 19 minutes. Next, our first news announcement isn't until 9:45.
In about an hour. Alright, this might be 2x speed. Alright, I got in like a 4 tick stop loss with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a 2-to-1 trade. They're breaking this line on the chart on the bottom. Would have made me a little anxious to get out if it wasn't in like that range. That blue box is kind of like a range I drew. But that 125.07 would have traded around there or staying above that. As it being my support, it's kind of keeping me in my buy. Yeah, it's keeping me in my bullish bias. And the fact that we had a long uptrend, strong uptrend. I muted it, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm probably describing what I'm saying right now. Support levels is matching up. I need to price this what 852 for the next hour. I needed price to close over 125.07 on that higher time frame. I needed to stay over. I'm like 95%. That's what I needed.
For it to be old resistance, turn support. If it closes over, we're back under it.
Yeah, we're approaching the close on the hourly candle, so I'm sure I'll go to the hourly chart. I wanted to close above this blue line we got right here. Right, 125.07 is holding the support. Bottom chart is just trading in that range between 06 to 08 with 07 acting as the middle man. Yeah, no trend line, bro. That trend been broke. Sideways or consolidating. Spread it up a little bit. on that 60 minute, that's why it's on the chart. But once it closed, it was a 30-minute where it closed over it. But like this one closed at the 07. Basically bounced off this line that's under it was my, I want to say my daily time frame support or resist. That was daily time frame support, yeah. Cause price opened all the way up here. So I was expecting price to come back above. That volume. That candle just looks great being on this right side of one of them candles. So my trade was over. This was that sim trade that we got in first. And it's only what, 9:34. And that got filled too, and this just kept going. I was on the right side of these trades today, and I believe I stuck around till the news announced at 10. So we're gonna stick around and see what the candle does, again, just for film purposes or documentation purposes. So I had plans on getting in another trade, but I had to wait at least 10 minutes, but I didn't want to get in a trade because at 9:45 the news was coming. So I was going to have to wait until 10. But once 10 o'clock came around, I was like, yeah, I'm going to just take my profit for the day. And contemplate it. And 2,000 away from the profit target. I said I wouldn't count dollars, I'm gonna count ticks, so I'm gonna factor in that math. Yeah, look at that candle at 30. See that 30-minute one? Yeah, that one closed over, or 07 level. Look at that. It was not trying to get over there. Once it did, that thing moved. Boy, oh boy, did it move. Another 10 minutes till this news drop. 15 minutes, my fault. 15 minutes for us, for me, in that time. But with it being sped up, it's only going to be like 4 more minutes. It could have easily turned into resistance, but it was our support, man. Me thinking I'm about to get another trade. And then, yeah, I remember that it's 9:53. Trends looking good. It's under 17. Believe that's a level that I'm interested in. At 0708. It might even come back down to the open. A couple minutes before they released the news, there was some released at 45. I forgot, it didn't move too much, I don't believe. It might have been this candle right here. Broke out of this. Got out of that some trade that was in. Flag, is it a flag? We'll see. Not getting a trade. Dropped off. Like that. Oh my gosh, getting caught at knot. Price came down to our trend line. Literally came down to 07. Sheesh. Came down to 07. Or support and slingshot it. Dang, that's at least 13, 14, 15 ticks.
Came in regular at 9:45. They missed. Actual was lower than forecast. But actual greater than forecast was good for currency, so this was bad for currency. This was good for drop opening reported. Actual greater than good for currency, so this was bad. This was good. People from work. This was bad. This is a component of PMI but reported separately as an inflation gauge. Above 50% indicates rising prices, below indicates falling prices. So prices are falling, but it's somehow bad for currency. Greater than forecast is good for currency, but it's lower than forecast.
I'm trying to increase my comprehension on this economics. Some macroeconomics.
Alright. So it's kind of like a mix. New support.
Alright, that concludes this session. Good day. Other than the fact that that one rule, or he said no rules anymore. Today was a rule, tomorrow it's a commandment. I paid up the 100 that I owed. I did them. Profitable day. We were able to learn a little bit from this session. Just a few notes. Just from stuff that I know I need to improve on is not do any extracurricular activities outside of my personal responsibilities before I get into the market. Always check news before charting, which I did, which is a pro. I want to get to the market on time, which means early. And don't count the dollars, count the ticks. But that's it, folks.